If you're looking to burn fat faster without feeling like you're starving yourself, this strength training plan for a calorie deficit can seriously supercharge your results. Stick around to learn how. Hey everyone, great to have you back. Last time we put together a solid fat loss roadmap with protein, calorie deficits, daily habits, and deficit cycling. And a lot of you really loved that lifting tip about doing 3 to 4 sessions a week with compound movements. But here's the thing, if you're not maxing out those lifts with this strength training plan I figured out, you're probably leaving some serious fat-burning potential on the table. I've been there myself, stuck on a plateau, feeling frustrated, until I cracked it. So today I'm going to walk you through how to use this trick to speed up fat loss, keep your muscle, and shred in a smarter way. Ready to dive in? Let's get into it. Alright, here's how you can max out your lifts with 5 practical steps that make this strength training plan a huge difference. Step 1. Push progressive overload. The first step to maxing out your lifts is all about pushing progressive overload, which just means gradually increasing the challenge of your workouts over time. You're already doing those 3 to 4 sessions a week, maybe with a full body setup or an upper-lower split, hitting your legs, back, chest, shoulders, and arms twice weekly. Now it's time to step it up a bit. Try adding 2.5 to 5 pounds to something like your leg press or bench press every couple of weeks, or maybe increase your reps from 8 to 10, 12, 15, 20, or even 25 reps if you're feeling it. I remember when I started leg pressing around 200 pounds, and after a year of sticking with it, I'm up to 300. My fat's melted away, but my muscle's still there. The reason this works is that building more muscle means you're burning more calories even when you're just sitting around. Combine that with eating 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal, and you've got the perfect fuel to keep growing. Now here's something important. When you're transitioning between a deficit and maintenance phase, or if your lifts aren't progressing anymore, or worse, they're starting to decline, it's a smart move to take a deload week. A deload is just a planned break where you ease off to let your body recharge, like dropping your leg press to half the weight for a week or cutting your sessions to 2 light ones, so you can come back refreshed and ready to crush those progressions again. It's amazing how these tiny increases, paired with a well-timed deload, can lead to such huge wins for fat loss. Who would have thought, right? Step 2. Pick high-stimulus, low-fatigue exercises. Next up, let's talk about choosing exercises that give you the best bang for your buck. Ones that maximize the stimulus to your muscles while keeping fatigue as low as possible. When you're in a calorie deficit, you want to pile on the lifting volume without completely wiping yourself out, especially avoiding that heavy axial fatigue that runs down your spine. So instead of sticking with free weight squats, which can really tax your core when energy's low, switch over to something like hack squats or a leg press. You're able to get a much deeper stretch on the quads, safely, allowing you to hammer your quads just as well, if not better, but don't wear out your back. I used to squat 185 pounds and feel totally drained afterward, but once I moved to the leg press, I got the same quad workout and still had energy left in the tank. And here's a heads up. Barbell deadlifts don't actually give you much hypertrophic bang for your buck. They're exhausting with not a lot of muscle growth to show for it, so I'd skip those. For your back, swap out barbell or dumbbell rows, which can drag you down when you're standing, and go for chest-supported rows instead. You're able to get a much better stretch and hit your lats and upper back hard without stressing your spine. I made that switch to chest-supported rows at 100 pounds, and I got a better pump without feeling slogged. The beauty of this approach is you can do more reps without crashing, which is perfect for your 6 to 8 week deficit cycle. Machines and supported moves keep the stimulus high and the fatigue low, making fat loss so much smarter. It's all about lifting smarter, not just harder, and watching that fat melt away faster. Step 3. Time your rest. Now let's talk about timing your rest between sets, because getting this right can make a big difference. Rest too long, and you lose that fat-burning momentum. But rest too short, and your strength takes a hit. For most compound lifts, aim for about 60 to 90 seconds between sets. It's just enough time to recover without letting things stall out. For those bigger compound lower body movements like leg press or hack squats, you can stretch it out to around 2 minutes to give your legs the breather they need. When I dialed in my rest to 90 seconds, I noticed my heart rate stayed up, and I was doubling the calories I burned per session. It's almost like sneaking cardio into your lifting, which pairs perfectly with your 8,000 to 10,000 daily steps. And don't forget to keep up with your 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night, because recovery is what keeps this whole system firing. It's such a simple tweak. Rest right, and you'll shred faster. Step 4. Track your progress. You can't max out your lifts if you're flying blind, so tracking your progress is absolutely key. Get yourself a notebook or an app and start logging your weights, reps, and sets every time you lift. Maybe in week 1 you're doing 10 leg presses at 200 pounds, and by week 3, you're up to 10 at 220 pounds. Seeing those numbers climb is pure motivation fuel. I used to skip tracking altogether and ended up stuck for months, but once I started writing it down, I broke through plateaus and saw the fat drop off so much quicker. Tie that in with drinking your 2 to 3 liters of water every day, because staying hydrated keeps your lifts strong. There's no guesswork here, just steady gains and less fat to deal with. It's wild how the numbers don't lie, even when the fat tries to hang on. Step 5. Stay consistent, not perfect. Finally, it all comes down to staying consistent, because perfection isn't the goal here, it's about keeping at it. If you miss a session, don't sweat it or throw in the towel, just make sure you show up for the next one. There were weeks I only lifted twice, and guess what? I still made progress. Stick with your 6-8 week deficit cycle, and these maxed out lifts will keep your muscle intact while the fat keeps fading away. It's not about being flawless every single day, it's about showing up over and over. I've dropped 20 pounds doing it this way, and it feels sustainable, not like some crazy sprint. Consistency really is the secret magic behind maxing out your lifts. We're at the halfway mark now, and here's a little twist a lot of people miss. This strength training plan isn't just for bodybuilders, it's actually a turbocharger for your fat loss. The pros have known this forever. When you max out your lifts with smart exercise choices, you're not just building muscle, you're cranking up your metabolism for the long haul. Crunches aren't going to get you there, but compound lifts absolutely will. I used to think lifting was kind of optional for fat loss, but now I see it's the trick to faster, lasting results. So let's wrap it up. Push progressive overload, pick those high-stimulus, low-fatigue exercises, time your rest properly, track your progress, and stay consistent. The big aha moment here is that this strength training plan, maxing out your lifts this way, torches fat faster. Your muscle grows, your metabolism takes off, and the fat burns away, all while keeping your calorie deficit totally doable. I've shed pounds quicker than I expected, held onto my strength, and honestly feel unstoppable now. You'll feel it too, your lifts getting stronger, your body leaning out, and your confidence shooting through the roof. Imagine leg pressing heavier weights while watching the scale drop. That's the real win you're chasing. Now it's over to you guys. Drop a comment with the next lift you're going to try with this strength training plan, maybe leg press, or tell me what you're planning to tweak in your routine. Give this a like if it sparked some ideas for your fat loss plan, hit subscribe for more, and tap that bell so you don't miss the weekly tips coming your way. Next time, I'll be showing you how to crush plateaus to keep that fat loss rolling non-stop. Let's keep the momentum going. See you soon.